Dear students, welcome. Today we are going to do another very important topic by the name Wittig reaction. So, myself Ram Sunil Kumar, let's begin with the topic. The topic will be covered with respect to different aspects like introduction, Wittig reagent and reactivities, some general reactions, then mechanism with syn periplenarity, followed by stereochemistry and especially EZ selectivities, some important applications, and lastly find out chemistry. Here the focus will be on each and every aspect. So Wittig reaction is a reaction of an aldehyde or ketone with triphenyl phosphonium ylide, also called as Wittig reagent, to give an alkene and triphenyl phosphine oxide. For example, one can easily see this is an aldehyde or ketone. It reacts with a Wittig reagent. Wittig reagent is carbon having negative charge and phosphorus positive charge, which is formed out of the reaction of these three. So ultimately from aldehyde we get an olefin with triphenyl phosphine oxide as the byproduct. So ultimately there is a formation of double bond from carbonyl group, and this reaction is chemoselective, meaning that even if there are different groups having carbonyl functional groups like esters or amide, it will specially react with the carbonyl of aldehyde or ketone. We'll see one example later on. Driving force behind the formation of this highly stable triphenyl phosphine oxide. So that again we'll see in the mechanism. Now this elimination step is highly stereospecific, with the two leaving oxygen and phosphorus, they depart in syn periplanar transition state. Again, this part we'll see in the mechanism. The position of double bond in case of Wittig versus E1 or E2 reaction. So in case of Wittig, the position of double bond is always fixed, while in case of E1 or E2, the position depends upon which of the more stable alkene is formed. So that is why also it is E or Z selectivity found here, and that is basically because of alpha substituent at light. We'll see more examples. Other bases used are like apart from butyl lithium, some tertiary butoxide of sodium, potassium, sodium hydride. With this, we'll move to the next slide in which there is preparation using triphenyl phosphine and halide. So reaction takes place in two steps. Step number one is the SN2 reaction, wherein the lone pair of electron attacks here and X is lost. So this is in tune with the SN2 mechanism, backside attack. Then there is deprotonation. Remember, if there is a phosphorus having positive charge, it imparts acidity to this proton, and apart from that we are also using butyl lithium, and because of that this is very strong base, so it helps in abstraction of this proton. So ultimately we'll get positive charge and negative charge. The structure is called as ylide. So now this ylide formed, for example, if it is methyl, it is called as methyl triphenyl phosphonium bromide, if it is bromide group. So this gets itself stabilized. So in general the ylide form is major contributor because this carbon is nucleophilic in nature, which can attack to other carbonyl carbon. Secondly, the dipolar ion is stabilized by p-pi d-pi bonding, because herein the bonding stabilization extends to carbanion adjacent to phosphonium center. So you will get a double bond like this, and this gets stabilized. That is the reason we get this kind of these structures. Now, types of Wittig reactions and reactivities. Now we have two kinds of ylides. Wittig reagent, that is ylides. One is unstabilized ylide, second is stabilized ylide. This is also example of stabilized ylide. What is unstabilized ylide? So they are simple phosphorants which are very reactive towards air or water. That is why reaction is carried out in nitrogen. They react easily with most aldehydes or ketones. While, and this is simply R, that is carbanion. But in case of stabilized ylide, there is a functional group, carbonyl or some other electron withdrawing group is attached. Like here it is cyano group, here it is ester group. So that, like this, it stabilizes this molecule so that we get this structure, and this R could be H or 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 alkyl. Now this stabilized ylide, they require moderate bases like NOH, and they are stable. That is why they are less reactive than simple ylides. So let's see some examples. So this is NaNH2. This NH2 imparts acidity to this proton. So proton is lost easily if we get carbanion, ylide, and then that cyclizes, it forms structure like this, and we get a product in the form of Z structure. Second is that it can form even a reaction with highly strained molecule like camphor to give the product. Methylene group is attached very easily under these conditions. Now let's see another example. Here it is CH minus P plus, that is phosphorus ylide, and this will attack this aldehyde group giving the structure, and we'll get Z product. Remember, this is unstabilized ylide, it is giving Z structure. If it is stabilized ylide like this, here it is minus, so it will attack this carbonyl carbon. Ultimately the product would be E configuration. Here also this is stabilized ylide, it is going to attack to this carbonyl carbon and product is E. So one must remember what is the nature of the product formed, upon which kind of ylide gives which kind of product. Let's see mechanism and syn periplenarity. At the outset, the nucleophilic carbon attacks the carbonyl carbon because this is electrophilic in nature by virtue of being attached to carbonyl oxygen. So this is attacking here, electron will move like this. So we'll get another structure. So this is dipolar structure having O minus and P positive charge. This is called as betaine. This structure gets cyclized to get a four-membered cyclic structure. Four-membered cyclic structure having just carbon, they are called as oxytanes. And if there is additional phosphorus, this is called as oxaphosphetane. So it breaks in such a way that we get alkene like this and triphenyl phosphine oxide. Here I have mentioned phosphorus is highly oxophilic. That means it forms strongest bond with oxygen. And it, in fact, this is the driving force behind this opening of this molecule. The reason being, this is one of the strongest double bond having 575 kilojoule per mole of energy. So let's say about syn periplenarity. Now this nucleophilic carbon attacking this carbonyl carbon will get this kind of arrangement wherein oxygen is going backwards, hydrogen is coming out of the plane, here hydrogen is below the plane. So the same structure is shown in Newman projection formula. One can see this R2 and R1, they are trans to each other. R2 and R1 trans to each other. This H and this H, they are opposite. PPS3 and oxygen, they are opposite. PPS3 and oxygen, they are opposite directions. But if they are opposite direction, reaction cannot happen. So they must come together. This has brought here, this has also brought here. So we get syn arrangement. Such arrangement they are called as syn periplanar. You can see this HH. So likewise these two structures, other structures. So such structures wherein the bonding between the two departing groups are in syn to each other. That is 30° here or there. They are called as syn periplanar. Generally E2 reaction is anti-periplanar reaction. That is, it should be in this range. One group is in this side, second is here. In this case, both the groups oxygen and PPS3 are leaving, so they are on the same side, hence the name syn periplanar. First of all, it cyclizes giving oxaphosphatane and then breaks into alkene. So this is how the structure is syn periplanar, and it gets you very specialized kind of product, most likely the Z product. So it was disturbing to some scientists why to get only Z. So they try to formulate some strategy to get E isomer. So Schlosser and Christman carried out reaction under -78° centigrade in THF. So this is erythrobutane, wherein oxygen and phosphorus they are closer to each other, the way I showed you in the last slide. Under normal condition, we get Z product. But when the reaction is carried out at -78°, thus this proton which is attached to this phosphorus is being substituted by lithium, and then it changes its geometry like this so that the bulkier groups are away. Here the bulkier groups methyl and C5H11 they are together, but in this case they are away, and then lithium comes back here. When hydrolyzed, so you will get hydrogen here, and in earlier case hydrogen was here, now it is here. Earlier was erythrobutane, this is threobutane, which upon further reaction with tertiary butyl alcohol gives E-alkene. Same reaction is shown in Sauer's projection formula. So let's see its stereochemistry. Again we have two ylides, unstabilized and stabilized ylides. So with unstabilized ylide, the Wittig reaction is Z selective. So we'll see its reason. So this is unstabilized ylide attacking this aldehydic group. So we get oxaphosphatane ring. The oxaphosphatane ring breaks in such a way that we get Z isomer. How it happens? See, PPS3 and carbonyl, they approach each other perpendicular to each other like this. One is like this and second is like this. So we get a structure something like this in which the bulkier groups PPS3, R, PH, they are farther away from each other. So when just imagine this structure, phosphorus, oxygen, carbon and carbon, phosphorus, oxygen, carbon and carbon. So when this structure becomes planar, so these two groups R and PH, they go either to the below the plane or above the plane, but they have similar configurations. And I have shown the example number 3. When it was unstabilized ylide, the product was Z isomer like this. This structure was formed. Both the bonds they are to one side, and upon breaking they gave Z structure. So you can see clearly. With stabilized ylide, the Wittig reaction is E-selective. That means if it is Wittig has aldehyde or some other group, electron withdrawing group, this is stabilized ylide and it can attack this aldehyde, giving you of 100% E product. So here again, the stereoselective formation of anti-oxaphosphatane, it is this wherein one of the below the plane and second is above the plane. When it is decomposed, we get the trans product. One is towards one side, second is towards the other. That is E product is formed. So what is so different in this case? Here again, one is perpendicular to other, they are approaching each other, but the difference is that these bulkier groups are away, but this COOR group or CHO group or any other electron withdrawing group, it was this side in earlier case, but since these groups were polar, so this comes to this side. When it comes to this side and this cyclic structure opens into planar structure, one is below the plane, second is above the plane, and that is why we get a different structure. When this is going to break open, we'll get E product. Like the fifth example was similar case. This is our stabilized halide, so reaction gets you E product. Now we'll see some very important reactions here. Intramolecular Wittig reaction in the presence of PPS3 and butyl lithium. So at the outset, this carbon number 1 will generate carbanion out of that halide, which will attack this carbon number 6. So cyclohexene is formed with 1 and 6, and we get this product. Now this was a very deliberate question in which there were two carbonyl groups. One is this and second is this. The second belongs to ester. So if the question is which one would react, so it is this only which reacts to give methylene group, not this ester part. So that is why this reaction is chemoselective in nature. Other reactions are ketene or isocyanate or nitroso or imines. All these reagents react with halides giving different derivatives, simply this carbonyl getting replaced with this R group. So you can see different products giving you propa 1,2 diene derivative or propane 1-in-1 imine derivative, propane 2 imine derivative and but 2-in derivative. Now I have certain questions as well for you to find out the chemistry. And chemistry here is one reagent is this, second reagent is this. Try to find out the product. Here, different reagent, product. Another case. Likewise, these are the examples. These are very important reactions. This is a bit different reaction in which there are two Wittig reactions, and one Wittig reaction will attack this aldehyde, giving one product, and it will have another aldehyde group which will be attacked by this triphenyl phosphine group, and the product S is formed, which will get reduced by lithium aluminum hydride to give you the product T, and T is bombicol, a silkworm pheromone. So you have to find out what exactly ISTR. Likewise, another example here, there is no mention of any halide as such. You have to prepare halide out of this and then react with this and get the product R, which upon hydrolysis gets another product Y, that you have to find out. And at the end, I have given very important example that synthesis of this product carries a double bond which is in Z configuration, and it has to be synthesized using Wittig reaction and using a Lindlar catalyst. Question is which method is better and why, that is to be told. In the next video lecture I'll give answer for this, but I would expect all my students and everyone to try the answer for these reactions. These are the references, and my special references with respect to this. Please be careful. Thank you.